some very small features that have been updated in RealBooks. So next we'll be going forward for a report in our GSTR 1 exception, which is compliance, GST, and GSTR 1 exception. Now we have given one option of missing place of supply. So for those who don't know what is place of supply and what does it works for, whatever transactions related to invoice nature or sale nature, wherever you are doing any sale to a party, you are supposed to update a party and the state needs to be updated correctly so that at the time of filing, the proper place of supply gets recorded and the GST filing can be done accordingly. So in my missing place of supply, if I click on search, this will show me those data for which the entries, either the place of supply has been updated wrongly due to XYZ reasons, or the place of supply is completely blank. Like for example, in this screen, you can see the place of supply is having a data, but still it is reflecting in your exception report. Now, what can be a case? If I click in this particular transaction, in general, you are having a place of supply as Uttar Pradesh, but in my exception report, it is reflecting as West Bengal. That means somewhere or the other in my database, the place of supply has been updated wrongly. As well as let's verify what is the place of supply for this particular party. So in the party info also the state is updated as Uttar Pradesh. That means somewhere or the other in my database, the place of supply has been updated as West Bengal, and so this particular data is reflecting over here. And these are the transactions for which the place of supply has not at all been updated in the transactions. And that is the reason it is reflecting in the screen. So this way it will help you out at the time of reconciliation of GSTR1 reports. So this is one feature of GSTR1 exception. Then comes to the e-invoice screen. Let's go to report, compliance, GST, and then comes your e-invoice. So this is the e-invoice screen. Let's run the report. So few details has been reflecting as, okay, 1 point, initially in my total tax amount, only the summation of CGST amount, SGST amount, IGST amount, and UGST amount was considered. Currently, we have added the cess amount as well, which was missing in the e-invoice screen first. Second, we have introduced the feature of user information in our e-invoice screen, like who generated this particular e-invoice, who cancelled it, when was it cancelled. Now, these all features are prospective basis. That means the day it has been implemented, only after that these particular details will get captured in the system. So the generated by, cancelled by, generated date, and cancel date will get recorded in case if the GSTN or the IRN is generated from RealBooks. This was the feature related to e-invoice screen. Then comes to the ledger master enable disable part. So in few of the cases, we have found that at the time of e-invoice, we have updated the ledger master correctly. And even though after updating the ledger master correctly, the e-invoice, we are facing difficulty in updating the e-invoice. Now, what was the reason behind that? Like in few cases, what we do at the time of creation of ledger, we have enabled treat as item for e-invoice as enabled. Ideally, that particular ledger is a party ledger, but we have updated it as a ledger category as regular, and I have enabled as I treat as item e-invoice. Now, I cannot treat the party ledger as e-invoice item, right? But due to XY reasons, at the time of importing or creating the ledger, if you have enabled it, and after that, at the time of edit, if you are editing the ledger category as customer, then automatically that particular options, few ledgers or the few options are getting hidden over there, as you can see. So treat as item e-invoice is a wrong word. Thank you. Sorry for that. Usually people enable this particular option as round off. I'm enabling this as round off, and then I'm changing the category as customer. this round of param got automatically hidden, but somewhere or the other in my database, it got saved. So currently what we did at the time of updating the ledgers, we have just made sure that if we are making any changes in my ledger category, automatically the hidden param gets disabled from backend. So again, these cases are applicable on a prospective basis. So in case if you're finding any difficulty at the time of e-invoice, so this can be one case. So this was all about the today's session. In case if you have any query or any questions, any feedbacks related to the features that I showed it to you, you can please go ahead with that. And thank you so much for joining today's session.